Right.
Hey, y'all. Rick Fairless with Bigun, the Big and Rick show. And today is Friday.
Ooh, the last day of virtual kindergarten.
Good. If that'll get them heathens out of here for a while. So we want to bring on a special guest.
Before we do that.
What do you mean before we do that?
I wish y'all take a look at my dress.
Okay. What do you got? Stand up on a chair like you're a dancer. So these are the dresses that we're selling. Bessler, bring Emma on there. I want to ask Emma what she thinks about these. Hi, Emma.
Hey there. How are you?
Did you see Bigun's dress?
I did. I love it.
So we're selling. So we got a guy that's an old hippie and really nice guy.
He's out of Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. Cool, huh?
Wow.
So he tie-dyes, a lot of the tie-dye stuff comes from big companies. So this guy hand tie-dyes all this stuff for us. So Bigun's showing off the new dress.
And I'm sure the baby will be in here soon, and she has a tie-dye dress on also.
Awesome. I love it. Yeah, that's great.
So Emma is what's your title up there, Emma?
I'm the executive director.
Executive Director of the Sturgis Motorcycle Museum Hall of Fame.
And Hall of Fame, yep.
And so this year was the 80th rally, and it was the first rally with the COVID stuff. Hopefully the only rally with the COVID stuff. So tell us about I've been 34 years in a row, but we've talked about that on here. I want to know from your perspective, how was it?
It was great. So I was really nervous going into rally. We were closed at the museum for about 7 weeks and dying a pretty quick death. We're a small nonprofit, and so it was killing us being closed at what's normally the kickoff to our big tourist season. So we see about 30,000 visitors a year, and only about a fifth of them are here during rally. So the majority of our visitors come outside of rally. And so for us to be closed during those months was really difficult. And so I had no idea, the fact that a lot of states were going into a second round of restrictions and closures really had me nervous. I sort of expected there to be a younger demographic. Typically, the majority of rally goers are 55 plus in age. And so I kind of expected those folks to feel a little bit more cautious and maybe not come out in quite as, big numbers. And so I was expecting to see younger folks, but I thought they would stay less and spend less money. And so I was pleasantly surprised. We did, in fact, see about 1,000 fewer visitors this year than we did in 2019. In 2019, we thought was a down year because we thought this was going to be the really big year. So not a massive, difference in number of visitors. So that was good. And all in all, our admissions came in about $1,000 less this rally than 2019. But our gift shop sales were over $2,000 more this rally than last year. And so that definitely shows people were really generous. We see all kinds of crazy things happen during rally at the museum. I won't get into the details, but some of it can be pretty nasty. And this year, we didn't have any of that. People were very respectful of each other and of our space. They were very generous. We do round up. So every time somebody comes in, we ask them, would you like to round up to the nearest dollar and donate your change to our building fund? And this year, people were saying, yes, absolutely, round up. And here's an extra $3 or here's an extra $5. And so that for us too, we typically get about $4,000 to $5,000 a year in roundup, and that's how we do a lot of our capital improvement projects.
I hadn't thought about that roundup thing, but with Bigun here, maybe we should say, hey, would you like to round up? Rick's trying to build a new shovel head, and we'd like you to round up so I can have the money to do that.
Oh, great idea.
There you go.
What about the hamsters kicked in a pretty good check for you, which was awesome.
Huge. Yeah. So one of the hamsters is on my board of directors here at the museum, and he works really closely as Keith Terry. He's my right-hand man for all things Hall of Fame. I work really closely with him. And so this is kind of something he's been trying to get going for the last couple of years. The hamsters, as you guys know, but for people that don't know, I consider really a philanthropic group of chopper riders or custom motorcycle riders. And so really, to me, it's the fundraising that you guys do all across the country that is really significant and what seems to be the legacy of hamsters. And so Keith has kind of said, we do all these things for these youth organizations and they're fantastic and they really do support the communities where the hamsters are at. But wouldn't it be great if the hamsters could also make a donation to the museum? And you guys are all motorcycle riders and lovers, and so it seemed like a really good fit. And so you guys put together a couple of action items. I think 6 action items were all together Monday night. And Dave Perowitz came over to me before the supper, and he said, I don't know what this golf cart's going to go for. If we don't get 10 grand for it, I'll just write you a check to the museum and we'll sell it somewhere else. And, it's got to be worth more than that. And I said, I totally agree. It's fantastic. But we were both kind of unsure, how well it was going to go over. And then it just blew up. I mean, I think we had 20,000 in the golf cart in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was really great. And then just all of the other support, obviously there's guys in the group that can write those big checks, but there's some guys that can't write those big checks. And so I think it was maybe Randy Aaron had the idea of, I'll kick in an extra $1,000 on that or an extra $100 or $500. And that was really awesome because I think it gave some of the other guys a chance to still support the museum without having to buy a really big ticket item. So all in all, that night at the hamster supper, you guys raised $66,000 for the museum, which is just incredible. Yeah. And then early that day, put on the Meet the Masters ride, and that raised another $13,000, which also blew my mind because that was a first-year event. We didn't really know how many people would show up or, again, how generous people would be or how well received it would be. And it was awesome. It was a great event.
Yeah, well, so we went to that event and they said it's just going to be a nice leisurely ride. And, some of the hamsters just ride like the wind. And I thought, oh, great, this is going to be a disaster. It was awesome. I enjoyed that ride. Yeah. And we took some back roads that I've never been on before. It was wonderful.
That's really cool. It was a good group. Yeah, it was nice. It was well done. It was an upscale event. I felt like as far as rides go, it was really organized. And,
it was great.
Yeah.
So tell us about, if people haven't been to the museum there, it's on Main Street, downtown Sturgis. And what I try to tell people, this was my 34th year in a row up there. And what I try to tell people is every American should see the Black Hills. I mean, there's just something about it. And I don't know if it's the whole Indian spiritual thing, but there's just something very serene and very I don't know what the word is. It's a calming kind of deal up there in the Black Hills, and it's just so beautiful, and it's not crowded. Mm-mm. And then every American should always see Mount Rushmore. I mean, you can see Mount Rushmore 100 times, and it's still just,
you're still in awe of it.
It gives you goosebumps because it's just such a cool deal. And a lot of the not only the hamsters but people in the industry have moved up, like Keith Terry. Keith Terry's a California boy.
Yep.
And he moved up there. 20 years ago, 15 years ago.
Speaking of my other California boy and someone that I'd marry in a heartbeat if I weren't happily married, Keith Ball. He moved up there.
Yeah, Keith
Ball moved up there.
Yeah, he actually bought a house I was trying to make an offer on.
Oh.
Yeah. So are you born and raised up there?
No, actually, so my husband and I met when I was 14. He was 16. We're both from Davenport, Iowa, and had lived in the Midwest most of our lives. He worked for J&P for a number of years and then went to work for S&S Cycle in Viola, Wisconsin, and just came to me one day and said, J&P's offering me a job basically to do what I love doing, and that's to build motorcycles, and it's based in Sturgis. Wow. What do you think? And I said, well, geez, we live on 3 acres. We've got a shop. We've got dogs. We've got a kid. I don't know about just moving to Sturgis. I'd never been here before. And so he said, well, let's drive out. And this was in February. of 2018. And so we just jumped in the car and him and I drove out and spent a week here. And I remember coming in through the Badlands and just thinking, this is really incredible. You know, like you said, it's just, everybody should see it. It's so peaceful and not like anything else I had ever seen before. And then we came into Sturgis and I just kind of thought, really, you know, where are you taking me? And then by the time we got through town and went down Lizelle Street out towards the Buffalo Chip, and it was winter and I could see this little waterfall in City Park in Sturgis. And I just said, I'm sold. Like, that's all I needed to see, you know, and it's trees. And then for me, we live right here in Sturgis, and that has been the best part because it's close proximity to everything you want to do. We're 45 minutes to Rushmore. We're 15 minutes to Deadwood, 15 minutes to Spearfish. It's really close. And then the median age in Sturgis is 53. So it's an older community. So my son is 16. We were, you know, he's kind of at a pivotal point when we moved, and I you know, didn't want him to fall in with a bunch of beatniks. And so,
hold on. I don't even know if my daughter knows what a beatnik is.
No, I don't.
A beatnik. Maynard G. Krebs. You know Maynard G. Krebs, Emma?
Right.
Maynard G. Krebs was like the original beatnik, but I hadn't heard anybody say beatnik in a long time. Beatnik was like before the hippies, there were beatniks. They were very artsy. They were very artsy people, and they wore sloppy clothes, and they usually had the little goatee. Beatniks.
Yeah, and not necessarily.
You're not old enough to know what a beatnik is, Emma.
Well, I bet I'm older than you think. but so anyway, we were very happy to move here because it's just so peaceful. It's so calm. It's an older community. It's been really great for him. And there's just so much to do. He's a motorcycle kid himself. So he can take his dirt bike right from our house here in Sturgis and be on trails and Van Acker Canyon or, you know, anywhere he wants to go in just a matter of minutes. And then, of course, to have his mom work at the motorcycle museum and his dad right down the road at J&P, you know, couldn't be any better for a kid.
What does your husband do for J&P?
So he is the director of content for J&P Cycles, and he builds all their motorcycles and then does all of their videos. Mm-hmm. So all the install videos and product review videos, he's the one on camera.
Okay. And so is that J&P location open year round?
It was, and then they closed in, I think, November of 2019 and decided they weren't going to be open year round, but now they've just announced that they are going back to year round at this location. But I don't know exactly how soon that's going to happen. I would imagine probably next year.
Right. And so
I just can't get over that her son rides his dirt bike in Van Acker Canyon. That sounds heavenly to me.
Doesn't it?
Because I always tell Dad that I don't ever want to leave Sturgis. Just when I go for the rally, ship my kids and all of our stuff up. And he goes, so in the wintertime, I'll get a random text message from Dad at like, I don't know, 5 or 6 in the morning. And it's the weather in Deadwood. It's like 3 foot of snow. And it's just, that's all he has to say. And I'm like, I get your point, Dad. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It would be beautiful. Yeah, but you're coming from a place with snow. You know, and I realize that area doesn't get a ton of snow, and some years you don't hardly get any snow, right?
And it's you're closer to the sun. So yeah, you're right. In the Midwest, we get a lot of snow and it stays very overcast and very dreary for a really long period of time, like 3 months at a time. Here, just because of how our schedules work out, our free time is in the winter. And so we do a lot more hiking and winter camping. Our road trips are typically in the winter. And yeah, we'll wear snow pants to go on a hike and our waterproof boots, but then you're sweating, you know, a mile in, you're wearing a t-shirt and your snow pants. And my son goes up and snowboards, you know, at Terry Peak. And again, it's just gorgeous up there. I mean, you're at Denver elevation when you're up at Terry Peak.
Yeah, wow. No, that's awesome. So for people that haven't been in the museum, you got all kinds of cool displays and stuff to look at. So can you talk about that, Emma?
Yeah, it has been wild. Over the last 3 years, the museum has gone through a pretty big transformation. In 2018, we finished an expansion. So we made our museum an even larger anchor on Main and Junction. We currently house about 118 motorcycles. We have everything from a 1908 strap tank all the way up to some late model choppers. And kind of everything in between. So we are not specifically or only fixated on rally related stories. We like to have a really good representation of all different kinds of motorcycles, while also definitely telling the rally story. That's what people come here for. Why Sturgis, why this area, how did it all get started? And so we tell those stories throughout the museum, but then also reminding people that Sears sold motorcycles at one point, and there's BSAs and Triumphs and all these other manufacturers that people don't remember or maybe have never even heard of. We also have a Honda room in our lower level, and that's a lot of fun because you meet the nicest people on a Honda. And
I was trying to find a picture and I can't find it. It'll take me forever. So speaking of that lower level, and I think it's in the Honda room, Dad has a picture of his favorite mannequin in the place, and her name tag says Kathy. Do you still have Kathy?
We still have Kathy.
Love Kathy.
Yeah. Now that I know that, maybe I'll put you two next to each other. We just moved your cutout to the bottom of the stairs, and either people are like really excited to see it, or they're kind of freaked out when they come down the stairs, and there you are.
Yeah, people are just random people. If some people I know go in there, they always take a picture by my stand up, or just some fans will go in there and they'll Facebook message me a picture with him hugging on my stand-up kind of deal. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's the kind of the changes that have happened over the last 3 years is really, and that's what's been fun for me. As I knew people in the motorcycle industry before I took this position. I had spent 15 years doing human service work, specifically dedicated to working with seniors and veterans. And so working at a museum was a whole new ballgame for me, but it's been a total blast because I've been able to reach out to my artist friends or my motorcycle friends and get to make new friends and be able to bring them in and showcase their motorcycles and their art pieces. And that's really what the museum's needed. We get so many people that come in every year for rally or just with their families on trips. And so they want to see something new and different. And so it's nice to be able to change it up and keep it fresh.
Right. So I've got my psychedelic chopper, which is a pretty famous bike, is there. And I know that some friends of mine, like John Shope has a cool bike in there, and Carl Pusser has a bike in there.
Yep.
And a lot of the hamsters have bikes in there. So it's not just historic, this certain model Harley or whatever. It's also some custom stuff in there too.
Absolutely. We just took in Indian Larry's Wild Child bike. So that'll be on display with us for the next few years. We also brought in the Indian Wrecking Crew motorcycles. So one is original and two are replicas, but that's a fantastic display of race motorcycles.
Well, good. So how can people find you online, Emma?
So online, we're at sturgismuseum.com.
Okay.
If you go to the Visit Us page, there's our hours and our admissions. There's also a link to a live video tour of the museum, and also a link to the live webcam that's located outside our building. So if you want to see motorcycles going down Main Street, you go to our website and check that out. We also have an online store. And again, when you come to the museum and you pay to go through, or when you buy things on our gift shop, online store, all of that goes back to support the museum.
Okay, and then I'm talking to Bessler, my IT guy. Bessler, do you have any pictures you want to throw up in here? I don't. He was talking yesterday about some pictures, but people can go there and they can donate if they want to.
Yep.
They can buy T-shirts and cool stuff online. And
you can learn all about our Hall of Fame. So there's names of all of the Hall of Fame inductees are on the Hall of Fame page. You can click on the names and learn a little bit more about the inductees.
Right.
Yep.
Kind of like this guy.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, so it's it's a very cool place to visit within the Black Hills.
Well,
it's historic.
My thing, you go in, and I thought it was just going to be like this little bitty building because it looks so little from the front, and you go in, it just keeps going, and then there's stairs, and you got to go around there, and it's like you could almost get lost.
Yeah, it's easy to kill a few hours in there looking around.
Absolutely. We did add a visitors lounge that plays the world's fastest Indian. We get groups that come in and a lot of multi-generational groups. And that way little ones and grandmas can go sit in the visitors lounge and watch a good movie while everybody else takes their time to go through. Wow. Yep. It's absolutely a destination in the Black Hills. It's a place you're going to want to come and allot some time to hang out for sure.
So I was sad last year or earlier this year to learn that the woman that I always talk to every year that answered the phones and stuff, she's not there anymore. She retired.
So we've had a couple of staff. I think you're talking about Darla.
Darla, yeah.
Darla.
Yeah.
Yep. So her grandson was getting older and lived in Sioux Falls. And so that's about 5 hours away. And so she was just getting to the point where she was ready to move on and go be with her grandbaby. Good. And so that's what she chose to do. Yeah.
Yeah. She had been there for years, I think.
Yeah, she was here for about 8 years. We still have Arlene, who has been with the museum for 18 years.
Wow.
And she is reduced down to just weekends, but she hasn't been working since COVID. She's 73 and it has some health concerns. So she's going to hopefully be back sometime this winter. So we're looking forward to her coming back. And she's really been fantastic because she knows all the history of the museum and she's loads of fun to talk to.
So how has the COVID affected like the day-to-day traffic? I mean, it's probably pretty much decimated it, hadn't it?
Yeah, we're still pretty much the whole year. We've been running at about 50% of what we saw last year. And still yesterday was right on that 50% mark. We saw about half of the number of people that came through in 2019 come through yesterday. So it's definitely taken a toll. And that's where that fundraising is so huge for us. I mean, we really probably wouldn't have made it through the year without the fundraising that we were able to get done this year during Rally.
We have to figure up, I'll get with Bigun and with my people and let us figure out what kind of event we can have.
Yeah, for sure.
And right now we really can't have much events because of the whole bar COVID thing, that we're open, but for the better part of 4 months, my bar and grill was closed because of all this. So now it's opened as a restaurant bar instead of a bar restaurant. So, but yeah, I think we should be able to do something between now and next year.
Yeah, absolutely, we will.
If you can think of some good promotion or something, Emma, maybe we can, put together a prize pack to win a bunch of stuff or whatever. Let me think on that.
That's a great idea. I would love to do that. I'd be happy to come down.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Texas?
I've driven across the state when I was 19, across the top of the state, but that's my only experience. I have a sister that lives in Bay City and my in-laws live in El Paso.
Huh. Right. Well, down here we call it Hell Paso.
Yes.
Yeah. I bet.
Yeah.
Wait
till she relays that message. Oh,
they're gonna love that.
El Paso.
I'm sure they know. Well, we appreciate you coming on the show today, and thanks for all the info. And give that website one more time, Emma.
It's SturgisMuseum.com.
SturgisMuseum.com. They got it. Besser's got it on the bottom of the screen there, and we'll try to direct some people your way. And
it's always great to see you, and good to see you while we were down there in your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
You too, you guys. Thank you so much for everything you do to support the museum. It's just awesome. I can't tell you how grateful I am to have friends like you guys.
Are those Harley earrings?
Yes, they are.
I love them. I keep looking at them like, how cool are those earrings? I love them. That's like the old school logo like you had on your tank.
Only you notices the earrings. I didn't even notice she had earrings on. All right, Emma, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Take care.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
How could you not notice her beautiful earrings? They kept dangling in the... Look how messy your office looks in the camera. It looks like you got a bunch of junk.
That's because I do have a bunch of junk.
Oh, boy.
So you notice I'm wearing one of the new tie-dye
Why you got to
shirts.
stand up for?
See that? I'm wearing one of the new tie-dye shirts. And didn't Josh get them on the...
Josh got them on the website. So Pawpaw's in trouble. Scott Brazil. He said, Bigun, yesterday, no youth tie-dye dresses. Are you going to get more? My kids are upset with Pawpaw. We have some. You can call me and tell me what size you need, and I can ship them out to you. I don't think Josh has them up
Give
yet.
him the phone number.
214-357-0707 or Lena, Lena, at strokersdallas.com. And Larry, where'd he go?
No, his name is Randy.
Randy.
It's Randy.
Meg.
Yeah, it's his 60th birthday.
Happy birthday!
So we want to say happy birthday to Randy. Thanks for wasting 20 minutes of your life on this stupid show.
I like this stupid show.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess if you like it, I like it too. The new shirts are all online, and I think there's 7 or 8 different ones. The dresses are online.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
But the girls' dresses aren't online. The little girls.
No, not yet. Hey, call Curly to the office real quick. Pager. James Patient said, wait till next Masters ride. We have big plans.
Pearl to the office. Pearl to Grandpa's office.
Let's see.
So we'll show you.
Danielle
she's wearing.
Sims. Hey. Don Cage. Hey.
Hi, Don Cage.
Harold.
Why
Don.
ain't Don Cage working? You got called back to work. You better get out there and work, Don. You're old lady and your kids need the money.
Keith Ramuth says, where is the original bikes that were in Easy Rider? You know?
Well, that's a whole long, that's like the Marilyn Monroe and the JFK deal. There were several of those bikes. There were 3 or 4 of each one. Some of them got destroyed when they blew them up. Have you ever seen the movie?
I was little and you wouldn't let me watch it.
It was kind of rough for little kids. Watch the movie. We actually redid one for a casino in Mississippi 20 years ago that had a certificate of authenticity signed by Dennis Hopper saying it was one of the original Easy Rider bikes. You know who we did it for?
The guy that I was in his commercial.
John Pratt. You remember Tom Patrick and John Pratt.
Punch.
John Pratt. Yeah, Punch.
Punch and Judy. Punch.
Tom.
Judy ain't no longer though.
You make me forget what I'm talking about. I'm an old man. I can't get off the subject like that because if I get off of it, I can't get back. Bessler was supposed to post some pictures and he didn't. You should have at least drawn some stick figure pictures, Bessler, and posted them up.
Why don't you sing your Mississippi?
Look, I got a rubber band.
Why don't you sing?
I got a rubber band.
Why don't you sing your Mississippi song?
No. Where's the baby?
I don't know. Pager again.
Forget it.
Say, Curly,
I'm
come
not
here.
that interested. Okay, so this has been the last week. Hey, there's Carl Pusser.
I know. He said, hey, Emma, got more vintage tools heading your way. Somebody said something about playing the bongos.
That old
Terry
Pusser, he's
Bruno.
a high roller. So you got your daddy Pusser and your mother Pusser, and you got the Pusser kids, and then you got those little Pussers.
Pusser.
Nobody likes a big Pusser. Everybody likes the little Pussers.
So speaking of Mama Pusser, Cindy's little. Did you see? Did you see those?
They wanted to see your dress. Mom wanted to show off your dress.
Hold you.
Let Mama hold you.
She doesn't have any shoes on.
See, look.
Here, let's see your straps. Put your arm down. Turn around.
You're beautiful, girl. Isn't that nice? So that's one of the children, and Pearl is 3. How old are you, Pearl?
It's pixie cut.
Almost 4. Guess what day her birthday is? 10-4 front door.
Is that Patty Ann's birthday too?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
10-4. They share a birthday.
Look, we're just like the tie-dye family.
We're like the tie-dye. We're like the Pussers.
The Pussers.
Don't fall on Grandpa. I'm old. I could get hurt real easy.
Pearl wouldn't let me brush her hair today, so I put it in a ponytail and look at it now.
Looks nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so the tie-dye stuff, more tie-dye stuff. We just got a new tie-dye shirt.
We did. It's has the pants.
We need to bring that shirt.
Tell Rocky to bring the new T-shirt.
Hey Smith, bring me one each of those new Pam shirts back here. Snap it up. I got a hot one on the line.
Bring the rock. Bring Rocky.
Don't bring the rock.
How dare you? Did you hear that, curly head? Let's see if we have any new comments. Hi, Dave Neiman. Terry Bruner.
High class hippie. They must be talking about you.
Kevin Williams. Sturgis was rocking this year. Charlie Allen on my bucket list. Allen, A-L-L-A. And isn't that how Gary Allen spells his? I love Gary Allen. Sonia Jester. Love you, Rick. You're the best. Sorry I missed you at Sturgis. Sacramento, Tim D. I'd butcher that one.
So the cool thing is
Dana Taylor. I would round up to get Rick a bike.
well, round up, baby. Round up.
Robert Toller, Rick Fairless, thank you for all you and the hamsters do.
We appreciate that. So I think that is a good idea that we need to host some kind of event to raise money for the Sturgis Museum, because it really is a cool place. And I promise you, if you've never been to the Black Hills, maybe you don't want to go to Sturgis because there's so many people or whatever. Just take a trip up there. You don't have my dad went up there 4 or 5 years ago in his pickup truck because he wanted to see the he wanted to see the Black Hills, and he absolutely looked.
I saw one shirt.
Where's the tie-dye one?
Isn't that it?
Yeah, but there's a tie-dye version of this too.
Oh, let me go.
Vicky Smith, say hi. This is Vicky Smith.
I'll go open another box.
Okay. So there's the picture of the new tie-dyes. Like I'm wearing which one am I wearing?
This one.
Yeah, the one
The
on
Woodstock.
the bottom left. What's it called?
Woodstock.
Woodstock.
Hey, Robert Pressel said hello from Freer, Texas. Where's Freer, Texas?
It's down by Jailhouse, Texas. Okay, so see that? I can't tell.
Like this, just make it straight.
There.
That's the back.
That's the back. So that's Pam, my custom bike, with the Dallas skyline. Isn't that cool looking?
So
and it's like tin color. And then on the front, we made the front simple. It's hard to know which way to move on this stupid.
Arlen said, thanks for y'all's time earlier. Hope the dog's okay.
We're going to do a dirty tail for Arlen.
Yeah, move your finger.
Oh, the other one.
Richard Jones says hello. He would have a guitar to raffle off, my friend Richard. Hey, Richard. So, okay, listen to this. Speaking of Richard, so I had my second holes pierced on my ears for like a lot, like years and years.
This show
has
has jumped the shark.
And so I bought, here's the beauty of Amazon. So I buy an ear piercing kit on Amazon and I pierce my second holes again. And thanks, Richard. Just wanted to let Richard know that.
What does he have to do with pierced ears?
Richard,
nothing.
Richard likes earrings.
Okay, so I think that's it. So it was awesome of Emma to come on the show.
Yes, we love Emma.
Emma is awesome. And if you have any ideas on fundraisers we can do for the museum.
If you have any ideas on future show topics, let us know.
So me and Sue went to the, years ago, we went to the Magic Time Machine, which is a kind of a throwback place. They wait on you in like rabbits costumes or something. And the guy said, we ordered a salad. And he said, do y'all want the honeymoon salad? And I said, what's the honeymoon salad? And he said, let us alone. Get it? Let us alone. Hey, Curly. Okay. We'll see you on Monday. We don't know what we're going to do yet, but we'll figure it out about 10 minutes before the show starts.
It's Labor Day. Are we going to want to do a show?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to do a show on Labor Day.
No.
We're not?
I'm busy.
You're busy on Labor Day. Okay, so we're not going to do a show on Labor Day. So here's the front. Hi, Curly.
That was a good job jumping.
You're a good jumper.
Do your mammy face. Do your mammy face. Do your mammy face.
Watch Grandpa do his mammy face, Curly.
Do your mammy face, curly head.
No. Okay, so we will see you on not Monday. I guess
Wednesday.
We'll see you on Wednesday. Get up, come on up, Curly. All right, y'all have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Nancy Ween said, "Thank you, Vicky Smith."
Bye bye.